Hello, this is Mr. Keith Brown with the Georgetown County School District, and today I'm going to show you a few things about how to use Google Slides. Now, most of you are familiar with how to use PowerPoint, and this is just Google's version of the same thing. So using Google Slides, let's get started here. I'm going to close this down, and don't save that. I'm actually going to use mine from my class link. And the first thing I'd like to do with my class link is up here in the top right hand corner. This really doesn't have anything to do with Google Slides, but it's really a helpful hint. If you will right click on this tab and then say Pin Tab and click that, it puts it over here and makes it small, and you cannot accidentally close it. So that keeps you from having to go back in and sign back in. Alright, so I'm going to open up my Google App folder and get my Google Slides. And all of these things up here in the top are what's called templates. So there's all kind of different things that you can use and try to make different ideas out of. They're just different formats that are already created for you. I'll go back here and just go back to the beginning. But I'm just going to go to the blank. And your teacher can stop this video at any point in time and go back and look at it again if you want to. The first thing I like to do is to title it. So I'm going to title this one Scary Story, because I think that's what you guys are going to be working on. And then all of the things up here on the top are basically like you use with PowerPoint, and all of these toolbars underneath. Of course, this is your one right here for text box. If you want to add a text box to a blank slide, you already have a text box here, so you can actually name this one, or if you wanted to call it whatever your title is, My Scary Story, and you can add a subtitle down here, or you can actually put your name. Oops. Alright, so now from here I want to click up here. I can insert any of these things, or I can actually add a new slide. Okay. I can also go over here to this little plus button and add a slide here. If I click the little arrow right beside it, it gives me a different kind of layout. So if I wanted to do two columns, or if I wanted just a title slide, or if I wanted a title and body slide with one column, or caption, or whatever it is that I wanted to do, I could add it from here. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to click and add a title in two columns. And so now I've got this one. So if I'm going to do this one, part one, and I don't know how your teacher wants you to do it, but I just added a slide, and then I just added a title to that slide. Now I can click into here and add some more text if I want, or I can go right here and see where it says image. I can either pull an image from my computer that I already have, and if you're on a Google Chromebook, you're probably going to have to save something inside your Google Drive to be able to use it, and that's where you would pull it from right here. But if you want to search the web, you could do that. You could click over here, and it's going to pull up on this side of your screen a search box. So really what's nice is you'll be able to pull Google images right from inside of your Google Slides. So let's see, let's just type in bears, and I'm going to hit the enter key, and I'm just going to choose this one. I'm going to click it one time, and I can come down here where it says insert and click that, or I can double click it, and it's going to put that right inside my slide. Now I'm going to resize it by grabbing a corner, and I can put it in here. I can actually resize my text box if I want and have some of it sort of overlapping. And so that's how you put in a picture. Alright, again, either from your drive or from the computer. Now this particular tool allows you to put in different shapes. And if you'll watch and look at this, this is pretty neat that you can put in any of the shapes here or the arrows. Now here I'm going to put in an arrow that goes to the right, and I'm going to just click and drag And I think what I want to do is just get rid of this toolbar or this tool text box by just clicking on it and deleting it. Now what's really neat about using the insert shape is I can actually type inside this particular text box. And I can resize that by highlighting it and then doing what? See up here? I can make that text a little bit bigger. I can actually change the color of the text if I want. Right. Alright, so I like what I've got there. Now watch this. If I do this, if I actually want this arrow to be pointing the other direction after I get it in, you see this little bar up here, this little circle? If I grab that little circle and sort of move it around, it will actually go back and point the other direction. Now watch and see what the problem is with that. Check out what happened. The words are upside down. So that's not what you want to do. If you want it to point the other way once you get it in there, although the arrow was correct, or you didn't put the arrow to the right spot. So what you're going to be able to do here is to drag the picture across itself by grabbing one side or the other. Now this side I'm going to have more room to go to the right. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on the little dot in the middle, and I'm going to drag it across itself. See the arrow change direction? Now when I let go, the words stay straight up and down. And so they're very readable. And of course I can go into this particular shape. I'm going to move it around for a minute. I'll grab it here and just move it around. Whoops. And if I want to change inside of that, of course highlight that again. I can actually change the font to be different looks of the font. Here's impact. Okay. Now, another little trick that a lot of people don't know is if I go up here and click one time, it puts my cursor in the spot and I have to drag across it. Or I could actually go up here and triple click. If I triple click, it will highlight everything in that line. So that's just another little hint for you. Alright, so I also think, you know what? I think I'm going to change the background. So I can go up here, click and change the background. And I can choose a different color here. And say done. And it's changed the background, so now I have a different background color. I can change the different themes over here. Now, if I change the theme, if I click on this, all the slides are going to look just like this. If I change it to this, all the slides are going to look like that. So be careful when you're changing the theme. You can change to one particular slide, but it's just a little bit more difficult and a little easier to do this way. So there's my layout again. I could have done it over here. There's the themes, or I can do it over here. And they like to give you several different places to do things in Google. Here's where you can check your spelling of words. It will underline the errors for you, give you your dictionary. You can do this. Now watch this. What if I've got this particular piece here and I want to move it up on top of that? But you know what? I think I want the bear, or if I insert another tool, let's just do this. Let's insert another image from the computer. Oh, I'm going to go back. I don't want to insert from the computer. I'm going to insert an image, and I'm going to search the web again. And I'm going to choose a different bear. And this time I will go here. And this time I'll click insert instead of double clicking. Okay. Now when I drag this one up on top, you see, since this is the last picture that I added, it's going to be on top. It's like you have a piece of paper that you put on the desk here, and then you put another piece of paper on top of it. This one's going to be on top naturally. But if I want, see all this extra space over here that I have? I like the size of the bear, but I don't like this extra space not showing. So something I can do from here is it would be nice to be able to do this picture. So I'm just going to right click, and if I do format options, it will let me size and position, make some adjustments to that. I can drop the shadow on it. Okay, so different things I can do there, but I also like what I can do here. I'm going to right click on this one, and I'm going to click under order, and I'm going to bring this picture that I've highlighted, I'm going to bring it either to the front or forward just one slide. I'm going to bring it all the way to the front. Okay, now that worked out pretty good for this picture, but then I left my grizzly bear behind it. So what can I do with that? Reorder it and bring it forward. Actually, I want to bring it to the front. And order and bring it to the front, and it brings it up where I can get to it. So there's some different things you can do with it. Now when you're ready to do this, now let's just go to the beginning over here, and I'm going to go and show this particular presentation. In PowerPoint, you had a place up here where you would click show on the slide, you would click and show from the beginning. But in Google Slides, you will go over here and click on present. Now here's a down arrow from, you can say the presenter view or present from the beginning, or you can just click start the presentation here. So I'm going to click here, and it'll give me the first or slide from where I was. If I want to start from the beginning, I can click there. And when I click again, it goes to part 1, and when I get to the next one, it'll go to part 2, what have you. Okay, so I can hit the escape button and get out of that. It takes me back to my presentation. I can click underneath. I can add a slide. I can add any of the toolbox. I can change the theme. I can change the transition. Now let me show you real quick on the transition. Here's the transition. I'm going to go to this first slide. When I go to the transition right here, I have the option to go over here and click is dissolve, fade, slide in from the right, slide from the left. I'm going to click slide from the left so you can see something really happening. And click play. So you'll see it now when it comes into there. So I'll go to this next one. I'll go to the next one here. And I'm going to do the cube. And now if I go to present, well, let's go back to the beginning. I go to the beginning and let's go present. And then when I click, or I can go down here to the bottom where I've got the little arrow, and I can do it there. If I hit play, it'll just play it automatically, goes through part 1, and there's the third slide that we really didn't put anything on. So this is just a short video. Again, you can stop, go back and watch it, go back and do some other things with it, and just take some time to experiment with all of the tools up here and what it will do for you. Now, what do you do about saving it when you get through? Guess what? It saves it automatically, but make sure that you title it Scary Story, and then you might want to put your name, or you can even put the date. November 7, 2018 up here if you want to do something like that. And that way you've got it titles, and it was going to go to where? It's going to go to your Google Drive. So I hope this has helped you. See you soon.